everyone, welcome. I'm your host, Jen with one N, and you're here with Sensational Designs and Creations. Stick around and let's see what we're going to look at today. If you have a small crafting room or small studio like myself, and you're looking for ways to maximize your space and also make it look good in your room, then go ahead and stick around because you're going to want to see this video. I'm going to show you everything that I have bought for my studio and where I've gotten it from. Links will be down in the description. And how you really can maximize your space. All right, so first things first, this is actually a small business of mine. It is located in the basement of my home. So this is my door. We have a lovely little turtle man here that was created by another small business owner. I can get you the name of that if anybody's interested. But when you open up, this is what you get, okay? It is not as big as you think. It's definitely much bigger than we had before. We have to my left, we have my table with both the laptop that I use for DTF printing and also my Mac that I use for everything else. I have this little bad boy, which is pretty cool once he's charged. This actually moves around with you while you're doing lives or anything of that nature. So this is really awesome, and I will post this down below for content creators. We have the TV, Roku TV right above to keep me entertained some days. Over here on these shelves are all from Michaels. Now, these are looking like a hot mess, okay? And that is because everything has just become everywhere. It's kind of what happens as you work and you move along. I do want to stop doing that. I do want to start keeping things nice and organized, so I did start to buy some things already. But these are desks from Michaels, so you can buy the attachments here. These guys here are all separate pieces. As you can see, that's one piece, that's another piece, and the tabletop is even a separate piece as well. All right, I have two of them right up against each other for them to take up the entire length of the wall, pretty much, except for that back corner. What we have on top of the table, we have your hat press. This is bought off of Amazon. PYD Life is the brand. PYD Life tumbler press, also bought off Amazon. We have the HTV Ront heat press, pull-out drawer heat press. This was also bought off of Amazon. You can see this thing has had its fair share. I do a lot of tie-dyes, so I have a lot of spray on that. And then we have our DTF printer. It's the oven for the DTF. This is for the DSV L1800. So we have an area here where I usually do my powder and whatnot, and I usually use this little guy, but we're going to show you what I'm going to do to kind of make it look a little bit nicer and stop having the powder get all over. This little guy here was bought from IKEA a long time ago. It just holds a lot of my odds and ends, but it also has all of my shipping bags inside of there. You can see right next to it on the floor, I have more shipping boxes. I also have some more shipping bags. Now, I have ornaments sitting here because we just had Christmas, and this was something new that I was offering my clients. But this is a good example of really just getting areas to put stuff in and not just have it laying around. Everything in these little cubby areas over here, for the most part, are all like vinyl, not HTV vinyl, like regular permanent or removable vinyl, just little bits and pieces of it. I don't play with vinyl as much anymore, so they kind of sit there for a while. I have my shipping scale. All of these bins have little scraps of HTV vinyl inside of them. I have my shipping bags. So I have these bags here that will hold like sweatshirts in them. I also have bags underneath that are more, here they are on top. These bags are more like t-shirt bags. This is for when I ship them out to people to keep everything nice and clean. I do have animals in my house. They do not come in my room. Really, too often I try to keep them out for the mere fact of I'm trying to keep things clean. But in the mere fact of a shirt is done, I do want to put them in the bag so that nothing gets ruined. I have sublimation paper on here. Now, what I will tell you guys, and I'm just going to be honest in reviewing this, I love these. But you can see here that these guys, I'm having this issue where something is wrong with them and they're not all the way in. And it's, there we go. And it falls out though on either side. So I didn't have this issue on this side over here. I just had it on this side. So do watch out for that, okay? Over here on the ground, I know it's a hot mess. I have my Cricut 24-inch long mats. I don't have anywhere to put them, so I just bought a pegboard tonight, so we are going to be putting that up in the next few hours. Here's my small ones. We'll be putting those on the pegboard hopefully as well. And then, like I said, just odds and ends. I mean, lots of crap. And here, this is doing the same thing. As you can see, it doesn't want to stay in, okay? So you got to be careful with that. Now, this was another piece that was made by a small business owner. I love getting anything with my logo on it. I love supporting other small businesses. We have wind spinners. So I just kind of hung it here for now. I do want to get that a new home. We have some of my tumblers, some of my hats. Another item that was made for me, for my logo, small business owner. These people just do awesome. I got my neon sign. All right, so I bought a new table tonight from IKEA. This table was on sale for like 40 bucks. It's the perfect width and length, because obviously it's square. It's perfect width and length. It seems like it's pretty sturdy. I know this might seem a little wobbly, but it's because I think my floors are uneven. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to pan over here. I have my DTF printer, DSVL1800. This was purchased off of Amazon. I have had it on this table, which I bought this table from Joann Fabrics a long time ago. I used it in my old studio, which was the room upstairs. And what I love about this is that you can bring both ends of the table up. You can have one go down, one stay up, or you can have both go down and keep it for storage, right? Right now, I have to keep it completely open because of the size of the printer. And this printer is pretty heavy. So, because of that, we have to have it directly sitting in the middle because all the weight's in the middle, right? What I don't like about this is that I feel that this table is scary to me, and if this right here were to collapse down, or this were to collapse down, I believe that my printer would be screwed possibly and might fall, might break, might do something. And this bad boy was not cheap. So I want to get this on its own table, which is why this is here. And what I'm going to do is once this is emptied off of here, and you guys will see me working and doing all of this, I will be taking this table, I will be putting it back down to just this one single piece, just to kind of store it aside for the time being. And then eventually I will be going back to using this for my prep table. Okay, that's how I used it before at my old studio upstairs. So this is a piece of it as well. You cannot use this without this being in front of it. Hence why I had to get a wider table. So that's that. I have a mannequin over here. I have way more mannequins than that, but I have one mannequin inside of here. I have a pegboard. My pegboard actually has a bunch of different businesses on there, so I love supporting all the businesses. These are all the businesses that I have either messed with. My own business card is up there. I like to see all the different growth of business cards that I've used because I do different business cards. I have all my whoopsie tumblers, so anything that I've made that wound up looking like crap, I have up there. I'm going to be stripping those eventually, so I'll show you guys a video on how to do that. Lots of different odds and ends. In fact, once this is all emptied out, I'm probably not going to be utilizing this area like this anymore because it is a little messy. Plus, I'm not going to be messing around with a lot of this stuff. I used to use different things to get prints on shirts, and I don't need that anymore, thanks to my DTF printer. I have lots of like sublimation inks, rubbing alcohols, oh gosh, you name it, I have it. It's down here. My tie-dye sprays, which are really fun to work with, some of my heat tape. So like I said, This is an area that's more of a supply area. Boss lady, shout out to my girl Colleen for getting that for me. I made that card right next to that. That was for Valentine's Day last year. And I want to get to a point where when customers have orders or things come in, they're not sitting around like this. So what's going to happen is, if you guys follow along with me in this video, my husband's going to help me. We're going to set up an area very similar to this area, but instead of it being shelf up high, shelf down low, shelf up high, we're going to make this shelf up high, shelf down low, shelf down low. Now you will see later in the video that unfortunately I was not able to maintain the setup that I wanted to do due to the fact that the shelving was actually much longer than I anticipated. And what we're going to do is underneath of each shelf is going to be hanging bars for clothes, so that anything that I have left over, I can go ahead and hang and I can leave them up there. And then I can utilize the shelving for any customer's orders that come in. All right, so I'm looking forward to that. Like down here, I have my Cricut is on the ground because over on the other side, my Cricut used to be over there. I can't have that over there anymore because I have my DTF stuff. I have my shipping boxes over here. They shouldn't be there. I should have shipping boxes somewhere else. So I would like to get better organization with putting those somewhere. I have, don't mind the light, sorry guys. Just a lot of crap, guys. Like, I hope you guys see this video and go, wow, this girl, like, I can actually personalize with this girl because this is how my stuff is. Like, it's like organized, but it's not, okay? I'm here to show you and keep it real. I'm going to show you, this is all the befores. So we're going to do befores and then we're going to do afters. And you guys are going to see, wow, how much nicer it's going to look in here, just moving some things around. All right, last but not least, we have our sublimation printer, ET Epson Tank 4800. This was purchased from Walmart. This is about 250 bucks. It was actually on sale. Looks like I need to fill up some black soon. I have my HP DeskJet 3755. Please do not ask me where the heck I got this from. I think this was like, this was bought so long ago that I don't even know. But this is what I use to print out all of like my shipping labels and all my signs for my vendors, events, and whatnot. And then this is another area that's just all supplies. I have a couple more whoopsie tumblers over here. Like sublimation journal, like these are just supplies. I have some lights. I bought these are awesome. They're from Amazon. I just never utilize them anymore. I should. I have plaques from Amazon. We have frosted mugs. I got rhinestones. I got rhinestone hoodie strings. So we'll be putting all of this onto my pegboard to keep them off of here. I have DTF ink. We'll be putting those possibly on the shelves. I have color straws, color lids. I got these off of Amazon and I utilize them. They're for coffee lids, but I utilize them for my lids. And I have them all separated out by color. And then just extra shirts. These are nobody's shirts in particular. They're just extra shirts. And once again, like just supplies. These are the boxes for all of the tumblers that I have on the wall. I have extra tumblers there. Box of clear lids and whatnot. I have an extra Cricut behind there. So yeah, like I said, guys, I'm just keeping it real with you. This room is in dire need of a spruce up. And it's sad because I just kind of got this room, but it's what happens when you get busy. When you get busy. Oh, on the wall, I have this for my paper, my butcher paper, so I can easily rip it when I need to. I don't use that as much anymore because I don't sublimate nearly as much as I used to. So, like I said, guys, it's a lot. I don't know if you guys are even still with me. You guys might be bored, but I want you guys to see all that I have got going on and what a mess it is, because we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn that around and we're going to make it look really good in here. So, hope you guys stick around with me. Let's do this. First things first, we need to take this DTF printer and we need to move this bad boy over to our new white table that we got from IKEA. All right. Now, I might not be leaving it here in this area because I do need outlets and I don't feel like running millions of cords for it to reach. So it might still go back over here. I might do an entire room redo. And what I mean by that is my desk might go over here as well. And we might move some things around. All right, so let's get going. measurements for this are 29.5 by 29.5. The measurements for the DSV L1800 are 30 by 30. So about 30 this way and 30 this way. Okay? So because of that, I needed something as close to 30 as I could get. This is the closest thing I could find. I didn't want anything super, super big because I wanted to take up less space in my room. So this is perfect, guys. Nothing's hanging off the back. This is barely hanging off the front. I'm not even concerned about that. The only thing I'm going to want to do, though, is I would like to kind of move it over just a little bit because it is not, to me, evenly distributed on the table. Okay, now that we got the DTF printer moved, we're going to go ahead and start taking down this table. I do have to plug in the cords, but I'm not going to do that yet for the DTF printer because I want to figure out where am I going to put the DTF printer. This is a great time to clean up. Obviously, stuff will be laying all around in places that it does not belong. Move it around. Put it where it belongs. I have this bin here is extra little DTF films, my scraps. So I am going to put this next to this. Not going to have a whole lot of space there for all of that, but it's okay. I will leave this on the table. This is like what I use. I got this from Joann's. You could easily get this off Amazon, probably for even cheaper, but it's just like a cutting area. And I'll be honest with you, I never really utilize it, so. I have a couple DTF sheets I can reuse. I'm just going to put them right there, just so I can get this table, first off, cleaned off. Good dear God, it is disgusting. It is disgusting. But we're going to pull this table ever so gently out and away from the wall. I'm going to actually move that for right now. And we're going to go ahead and start the process of pushing this down. I'm telling you, there's stuff everywhere. Okay, so something that I was discussing earlier is this wall is going to turn into pretty much like a destination for hanging anything that I've made, that I have extras of. Maybe customers' orders being put up here in bags, customers' shirts that are waiting to get done type of thing. So I grabbed my largest size that I carry for women. I do a lot more women's than I do men's, but I do also men's. And that's a 2X. And what I'm just doing is I'm just simply putting it up against my wall, because what I was telling you guys earlier is I want to do a low shelf, high shelf, low shelf. I can easily do like a low shelf here, and when I say low shelf, I mean like low, okay? I probably wouldn't want it to cover the outlet. There's an outlet right here. I probably would not want it to cover the outlet. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe like make the shelf about yay big. What's going to happen is we're going to put a shelf, and then we're going to put a hanging rod underneath of the shelf. So if I say that this looks great here, that means the rod has to be about out to here. So the rod has to be about here, which means the shelf is like immediately above that. What sucks about that is that means that the high shelf is like really high up, and there's no point in the high shelf. So I either have to make a decision that I really drop this down low, like I mean really low. But if I do low, that means that this wall is a waste at that point, and I can't put anything else in this wall. Does that make any sense? Yeah. So if I do that, I won't be able to utilize this wall for anything else down below, which means that I probably will have to move that DTF printer over against that wall and move around a few things. Something else that I'm going to try to do is, this is where I was a store manager for over 15 plus years. I did a lot of visual merchandising. We did a lot of floor sets. So one thing that I feel I'm strong in is visuals and how you can make the most out of a small space. Okay, we had to do it quite often. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to see how far over I can put this machine. I might put this machine all the way to the end of the wall so that I can do my display for my shirts in the middle. With that being said, I'm going to start moving everything out of the way. I really want that display on the wall, guys, so I will do anything I have to do to get that to be the case. I'm really trying to make this look more like a studio and have it kind of like a little mini store, you know? All right, let's see how far over we can take this bad boy. It's looking like we are at our max, which is not right up against the wall. I do want it to be up against the wall. Really not trying to use any extension cords if I can avoid it. But I may not be able to avoid it. That is pushing it. That is like right there. But I'm going to get what I want out of the wall space, which is what I was hoping for. Now, I actually don't even want to leave it like this. I don't think. I think I might want to turn it. If I turn it this way, and the printer's facing out this way. I don't know. We'll have to see. I have one of these. We're going to go ahead and plug this in and then plug the machine into this. Anyways, I'm not really quite a fan of this because you're going to see a lot of cords, and I hate that. I think it looks so tacky. But like I was kind of saying earlier, there's not going to be much that I can do about that, unfortunately. So, but with that being said, now I'm able to get this all the way into the corner, which is awesome. I am going to bring it off the wall a bit because we have that. There we go. Good, good, good. I might leave it like this only because I need to be able to get to the ink, because you have to shake the ink every day. This is not going as well as I thought it would. It is definitely a struggle, guys. It's really, really a struggle to figure out where you want to put everything that you have, especially when you have not a lot of space to work with. But we're going to do it. We're going to do it. That's what I'm here for. So something I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to get that smaller bookcase that you just saw. I'm going to try to put it in this corner facing this way outwards. We'll either use it for some supplies the way it has been used for supplies, or maybe I'll go back to putting some fun decor stuff on there. Who knows? Customers' thank yous. I don't know. Whatever. But I need to make sure that it's going to fit. So first things first. It's showing it's going to fit. So guys, we're going to do this. So that means we're going to move stuff out of the way. Hello. Once the TV comes down, I know that I'll be able to do this. Unfortunately, my husband's not going to be home for a little while, and it's like past midnight. So something else that I'm going to be utilizing that I've been wanting to do for a little while is I'm going to stop using my powder on the table. Let me explain why. This is the messiest process I could have ever came up with. I actually don't even know why I came up with this process. So I pretty much laid down a piece of parchment paper, and I use the little tin that comes with it. I do sprinkle the powder over top, and then eventually I shake it off over top of like this parchment paper. It gets powder everywhere. Like I have powder in all of these crevices. So I cannot wait to get the vacuum over here once I get all this up. It's just too much, and quite frankly, I'm over it. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use, because I've seen this done before, so I'm going to use a bin. I want a bin that's deep enough so that the powder doesn't get anywhere, and also long enough for my papers because I use very long papers. I want a lid so that I can cover it up when I'm all done with it and it won't get anywhere. Yet, I need to make sure that I have plenty of space here, if that makes any sense. So, it is really close to this shelf. I want to play around for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some sample ones that I've had. I'm going to take some sample ones that I've had, and I want to see what it would look like. So when they come out, you would pretty much bring them over. You put them in with the powder, and then back and forth, back and forth. When they're done, you hold them up. This is very, very, very close. I kind of wish this was a little, not so deep, but at this point, it's whatever. We already bought it. It's too late now. I'm not going back to IKEA. But this is from IKEA. It's just a bin. It's probably like 13 bucks for the whole thing. So I do believe this will work fine. If I really, really want to, I can even try to switch this with the oven. Let me see. The only problem is the oven opens up as well. So we don't want to open up the oven and have it hit shelving. And you can see that it will. I don't have to have the oven open all the time, 24/7. It does not need to be open that wide all the time. I just need to be able to, open the oven to put the product in, and then close it up, and then when it's done, open it back up and get it out. So I don't need to leave this open. This is definitely a possibility where I can just leave this the way it is. This is still a very large option, and it can definitely be smaller than this. So it doesn't have to be this wide, but I just like the width because now I can really get in there, and like when I shake it off, it hopefully stays inside of the container and doesn't get all over. The powder that I'm using at the moment is called Ghidorah Transfer Powder. Okay, Ghidorah Transfer Powder. I did get this off of Amazon as well. Remember, all links for anything that I mentioned in my video today will be down below for you to go ahead and order if you like. What I like about this is, look, now I can cover it. Okay, so it's been a couple of days. I had to take a break from doing the room because I needed my husband's help with the rest of the stuff because it's a lot of hanging. I don't like to hang stuff myself. I know there's a lot of independent women that do that, and I commend them, and I'm jealous of them, and I applaud them. But unfortunately, my husband's very weary about like what's behind the walls and any wires or anything like that. So I probably mess it up. So I just let him do it. I had a cork board over here, and I went to IKEA and I got the little pegboards. So I already installed the bottom pieces. You can see here the bottom pieces. Okay, so this is what makes it hang off the wall three-dimensionally. He just installed the bracket for me. He found the studs. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest. These guys just go in like so, and you just screw them in. Pretty simple. It has a notch here for you to, I think, tighten it with like the proper type of tool, but it's not really necessary. Like, it's on there. And then, like I said, the bottom piece makes it so that it's three-dimensionally off the wall. I'm super excited to get to use this because now I get to empty out a lot of space from my bookshelf. Let's go take a look at what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is my bookshelf area that I was speaking about. I have a lot of these rhinestone hoodie strings that can obviously be hung. I have some rhinestones that I might put into little canisters. I have shelves for my inks. So you're going to see what I'm going to do and how I'm going to put this together, and then how that's going to give me more space here to put my Cricut back up here. All right, guys, it's all about utilizing small space as best as you can. So here we go. Okay, so first things first, I got the shelves because I have all of my DTF ink that I would like to have accessible. In my Cricut, I have a whole bunch of my tools. A lot of them do have holes where I can actually use, say, a peg and put them on like so. Okay, I definitely wouldn't want to use a peg that's so far out, so I'm gonna look when I'm at IKEA next and see if I can find something that maybe has like little hooks perhaps. In the meantime, we can utilize everything to be over here. I have a weeding tool, I have my rhinestone tool, I have some tweezers that just went in, I have my little scraper, another weeding tool, the Cricut weeding tool. I usually use that one the most. I have the scissors that came with the Cricut. I have my fabric scissors, which I use that for like everything now, honestly. It doesn't even matter if it's fabric or not. I have for my rhinestones, my little doodad that moves everything around. And I just have two markers. I put up another peg. I just like everything being separated. So I'm going to try to separate out another color as best as I can. I'm going to do the pink. I'm going to show the silver. I'm going to put the black in front of the brown. I don't know. Not that it's the end of the world, but... So that just looks a little more uniformed. But here you go, guys. Look. Cute little thing from IKEA. All right, so we have a little bit of a problem, nothing too major, but one of the main reasons why I actually got the pegboard was because I have these Cricut mats that are just like laying on the ground and it looks really bad. They're collecting a lot of the powder from the DTF prints when I do the powder shake. Okay, so I found my command strips. So first I'm going to make sure that this actually fits this little hole here because sometimes it does not. And if it does not, then that'll be a waste of my time. It looks like we'll be okay. All right, great. In the meantime, look what happened. I have an empty shelf for my Cricut to go back up here. I don't use it as often, but hey, at least it now has a home again and it's not just sitting around on the ground collecting dust. Okay, and there she is back in her home looking all pretty. Love it. So we still have an opportunity over here with boxes. This is a customer's order down the bottom on that very bottom box. And then these next two boxes are just leftover product from vendor shows that never sold. So these will eventually be going on hangers. I have the wood hangers down here. I also have underneath of this box is more wood hangers. So then that will get rid of that box. They will be utilized on this wall. So I want to keep my room more like a cup display over here and maybe more of like the clothing display over here. Also on the ground here, I have just another container with just some extra shirts. These are all shirts that should be blank, so stuff that I can hold on to. On this shelf down here, I have more shirts that are mine to keep, a couple of other accessories like tote bags. These are all for me to keep, for me to use for any projects. So once again, my goal is to get them off of these shelves and to get them onto the shelves up here for me to be able to see exactly what I have in stock and what I can use. Once everything's up tomorrow, all of these boxes should be gone and everything should really have a home and it's going to look great and it's going to look organized in here. Last thing that I'm going to want to do is maybe just some decor and some more color or wallpaper on the walls is what I'm thinking. The only thing that sucks about that is that I have to go backwards a little bit by taking everything off the wall to put up the wallpaper and then put everything back up. And don't forget, on the back of my door, I have a double, it's a front and back, like it's one piece. So I have all of my permanent / removable vinyl on the front and all of my HTV vinyl on the back. And it keeps it nice and organized and out of the way. I have this like wasted space underneath of this desk. So what I decided to do is I actually just stacked some of the bins and I actually think it's really cute looking. And what I'm going to do, I mean, it doesn't match with the decor. That's something that I definitely I'm not a fan of. I like stuff matching. You notice all the white, but it will do for now. So what I'm thinking of utilizing this space for is really taking like all of like my tumbler boxes for all of my tumblers and just utilizing them down here. All right, so like I was saying, guys, this is going to be temporary solution because I do usually need to use these bins. So when the time comes and I'm going to need to use them, yes, I will have to unfortunately pull everything out of here. So this is a great thing temporarily, but not in the long run, unfortunately. So what I might do in the long run is I might buy some sort of a shelving unit anyways to put underneath of here that's probably the same height and the same width. And then just do the same thing, utilize it in that way so that it can always stay there and it never has to move. I went back to IKEA and grabbed myself another pegboard, this time in this size 30 by 22. I wanted a little bit more space for all of my supplies. And my husband, we came up with the idea to put it right next to the other one. So it looks like just one giant pegboard. So I had him put that up for me. And now you guys get to enjoy me putting everything together. You're going to see here so far how I set this up. I have all my rhinestone hoodie strings. I have all my rhinestones. Now I'm going to hang up my extra hoodie strings that come with the hoodies when you purchase them from me. I'm not going to do a different peg hook for every single one of these. That is completely unnecessary. So when somebody buys one, I'll just simply scan for the one that they need and then pull them off. So that just emptied out the rest of my gold baskets. That was on my shelf before. Remember, I had this down in my crate area. So one less thing to have around my room. Okay, so some other ideas that I wanted to do for my supplies was I'm going to use another hook on my supply board. Now I'm going to make this my supply board. And I'm going to hang up all of my heat tape. So I bought 4 more shelves, and we're going to use my SEI die is going to go on these. We're going to try to get as low as we can without it touching. That is touching, so we're going to go 1. All right, so that's a good spot right there. So we're going to be putting up the rest of my sublimation ink, 1 more of my DTF ink, and then all of my little SEI sprays and whatnot. So I'm just going to go ahead and open the rest of these up. This isn't going to work, obviously, so I'm just going to go grab some sprays and start bringing them over and seeing exactly how much room I need for each one. So these are my SEI sprays. I use these for tie-dye. I reverse tie-dye shirts, or sometimes I just tie-dye shirts. These are pretty fun. I love them. They're very easy to use. I will make videos on how to use everything that I own. So I'm just going to throw these up here for now, but eventually I'm going to color categorize them by the boxes because I want it to be easier for when I cut off the little color charts. Okay, so something that I'm going to do, like a little last minute finishing touch, is these come on the back of the SEI boxes, and they literally show you what every color is supposed to look like. So I'm actually going to put them on the shelf in this order so that I know what's what. Here's the color setups. You can see all the colors on there. All right. Tapes hanging up, business cards. This is something that you guys missed. I put business cards in a little can. I moved these guys over. I put all the inks over here. I also added 3 more of these lidded jars, and I put my hat patches, my faux leather hat patches on there. So I will probably move this around and whatnot just because I want the patches to be all together in a row and all that good stuff. So I'm going to probably move these all down is what I'm thinking to kind of squeeze them in. Time to get started on the big wall move, guys. Super excited about this. Okay, guys, the time has come. I get to now officially fill in this area and pray to the gods above that nothing falls. My husband does a great job of putting everything together, but one of the concerns that he had was that this is not your normal wall. There's not a lot here to really hold everything together. So fingers crossed that I wake up tomorrow and I don't hear that everything fell down, because I would be devastated and a lot of really important stuff would be ruined. But we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's load everything up. All right, guys, so there you have it. Thanks for sticking around with me and watching my total room makeover. The purpose of this video was to show you guys how to make the most of a small space. I've been in business now for almost a year. And this might not be something that somebody's just starting out is able to do. So if you're watching this video and you're like, yeah, that's great. I can't afford all of that. I can't do that. I don't have the space. Give it some time, guys. My room didn't always look like this. I had a very tiny room upstairs and not a lot of space. And I have the ability, which I'm super grateful for, to move into a room downstairs in our basement. And I understand that I might have something that somebody else might not have. So the idea of this, though, is to still show you how you can make the most of any small space. What you can use to keep things off the ground, to make your space feel more inviting, more organized. Remember, a messy, disorganized house, rooms are the same way, is actually a lot of stress on you and your body. It's a proven fact, okay? So keeping things off the floor will make your room feel much bigger. Like, I gotta tell you, this is the biggest my room has ever felt. Remember, everything that I got, or almost everything that I got, will be linked down below in the details. This is my first video, guys. I know it's a lengthy one. I know that this is not normally what I'm going to do. I wanted to kick off with more of something that kind of introduces myself, has me talking a lot more. You get to see me a lot more. And then after that, we will start doing some more tutorial videos. So with that being said, guys, I need your help. As I was going through my room, you might have seen different things that I've done. Tumblers, hats with patches, rhinestone hoodie strings, tie-dye sprays, rhinestones, stickers. I'm still looking, DTF, sublimation, easy subli. Guys, there's a list. I can go on and on. If there was something that you saw in my room that struck interest to you because you didn't know what it was, or you do know what it is and still struck interest to you because you would like to see how I accomplish those things, please leave a comment down below and I will make it a point to make a video about it sooner than later. But with that being said, guys, please help support a small business. I'm going to show my husband that we can do this. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell that's down below. Get notified every time that I post a new video. And I'll see you guys later. Man.